Today's video is best settings and tips to improve controller aiming Call of Duty Warzone. So in this video, we're going to discuss playstyles, the best settings for your playstyle, plus I got some tips that'll range from beginner all the way to advanced, and a little something that you can make at home that could help you improve your aiming. That's why you're here. Also, make sure you hit that like button. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what tips you found helpful. Also, let me know if you thought I missed a tip that could help somebody. Maybe they'll use it against you. Hey, guys, smash that subscribe button. Don't be Chris Hemsworth, god of not subscribing. Chris, I know you're probably watching and not subscribed. Let's go, dude. Something I want to bring up is your low scope slowdown and your high scope slowdown. Your low scope is going to be any weapon that's not a sniper, anything that doesn't have a 3 times magnification or higher. So this is going to be preference, just like your scroll speed. That's all personal preference. But I recommend starting somewhere around the 0.81 all the way up to 1.10, depending on how you like to play. I would definitely recommend slower for your low scope and maybe faster for your high scope if you're going to snipe a lot and you need to be able to lead that target and keep speed with them. Might be faster is a better option for that. First up, let's discuss the 3 playstyles and the best settings for aim assist for those playstyles. So obviously the 3 major playstyles that you probably know are camping, rushing, and then strategical or tactical, whichever one you prefer. So the first one we're going to discuss is camping. If you're a camper, you know who you are. Call of Duty is full of campers. These are those guys trying to get their merit badge for camping in the Boy Scouts. You know the guys, they're sitting at the doorway, aimed ADS, aimed out sight at the doorway, just waiting for you to walk in so they can put a couple rounds of lead in you. So if you're this guy, that's your play style, I would recommend the precision aim assist style, along with a scroll speed of roughly 4 to 6. You know, you don't need to be too fast, but you don't want to be too slow. And what the precision does, instead of hip fire aiming where as you're scrolling over it slows down, the precision is more of a already aimed in fine tune adjust aim assist. The second play style is rushing. This is your guy who he never shies away from a fight. As soon as he sees somebody, he's pushing them. He's likely using an SMG, probably the MP5 or the Fennec. And the MP5, which was supposed to be nerfed this week, I haven't noticed a difference. Maybe some of you guys will. I also didn't use the 10mm rounds, which was, from what I understand, the biggest point of the nerf. But this is your guy who... he's always pushing forward. Every person he sees, he's running in. They run in a building, he's following them. So you're likely your best aim assist is going to be either the standard aim assist or the focus. So I realize the focus says it's for beginner, but if you go into just a private match and you try to just hip fire slowly across a target, you're going to see that the focus actually slows down a lot more drastically than the standard does. And I'm going to also recommend that your scroll speed is going to be between 3 and 8. You do want to maybe be a little faster, but in this game, slower is not necessarily a bad thing. You shouldn't have a lot of the 180 snap turns that you might have in, say, a team deathmatch in Warzone, because as a rusher, you're pushing your guys, you're following them. They're likely not going to be behind you often. So I would definitely say a midway scroll speed is perfect for the rushing style play. The last play style to discuss today is going to be the tactical or strategical. Like I said, it depends on what you want to call it. This player, you'll know you're this guy if you constantly are pushing in with the Storm's Edge, trying to be strategic, and or you got a bunch of recons, you're trying to find the center of the circle early so you can kind of post up and tactically pick people off as they're pushing you. You probably carry a sniper every class. This is your tactical guy. As far as tactical goes, the setting I would recommend for your aim assist would be the standard setting, as it's not going to be as fine-tuned aim for precision and or focus where it's going to drastically slow down. Definitely, I think the standard is best. As well as the scroll speed, I feel like for this type of player is going to be really good at 5 to 7. You don't want to be too fast. You also don't want to be too slow. You want to be able to, you know, see your guy, bring your controller up, or bring your sight up and fire on this guy. These tips that I'm about to go over are anywhere from beginner to advanced. If you're advanced, you probably know a lot of this, but I might have a little bit of information that could also help you out. The first one I want to talk about, and this is probably more beginner, is what I like to call feathering or tapping your trigger. So that would be, you got your controller here, and as you're coming in, you're not holding it down, you're just kind of feathering, you know, kind of tapping it. I like to try to shoot 1 to 3 bullets at a time if I'm using a weapon that is hard to control the recoil. There's a lot of great guns out there, but the recoil is ridiculous. So if you feather tap that fire button, it'll help you control the recoil. I mean, it'll make a huge difference in your gameplay. I really recommend it. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. The next tip would be where to aim. Obviously, everyone wants to do headshots. Headshots are a lot harder to get, especially now. People jumping all the time, people doing the drop shot. I would recommend chest area. You want to go center mass as much as possible so you're guaranteed more hits. And as you're doing that, you can adjust to the head. Headshots are going to kill people faster. Each gun is different, but every gun there is a multiplier for hitting them in the head. So, you know, instead of hitting them for 51, you might hit them for 65 in the head. Obviously, there's going to be less bullets. Definitely aim for the head. Something you can do to practice this is go into a private match and turn off everything but headshots and just run through 5 or 10 minutes of that before you jump into an actual game, and, you know, just get your muscle memory used to aiming at heads. The last tip that I want to discuss before we get into that homemade device that could help you out is predicting players' movements. Obviously, the more you play this game, the better you're going to get at realizing how people are thinking. Trying to think what you would do in a situation will come natural. So if a guy goes behind a rock or behind a tree, predicting whether he's going to come left or right, I really feel like most people are right-handed and they go right. So a lot of times if somebody ducks behind something, you kind of aim right. Or if you see them popping up and they're popping left, right, up, left, right, up, then eventually you kind of got their pattern down and you can punch their ticket, so to speak. So for that device you can make at home to help your aim, and this is probably more for beginners. As you get better, you probably won't use it as much, but I used to take some of this Clearlay film, usually red, and I would cut either a square or a small X, and I would tape it to the little dot on my screen so it was easier to see, and get in the habit of just scrolling over with that dot to you know, to where you need to fire, because that's where your gun's going to shoot. I'm going to edit out a lot of this movement, I hope, but if you have a monitor like mine, and it has a first-person shooter mode, it might have the reticle on the center of the screen that you can turn on and off like mine is. I think that's pretty cool. Not all monitors have that. So if you're lucky enough to have a gaming monitor, yours might have an FPS mode, and you might have a reticle like that. That's what I would recommend for you. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Please leave me a comment and let me know what tips helped you out, what settings you like, if you're a camper, a rusher, tactical, what your play style is. I'd love to hear from you. Also, don't be Chris Hemsworth. If you're liking what I'm dropping down for you, a little bit of knowledge that you're getting, hit that subscribe button. Ring that bell. You'll get notifications whenever new videos drop, which is Fridays at 1 p.m. Till next time, I'm Bormai, signing out.